For the first 3 years of his career, Derrick Rose was a fast-rising star, culminating in a surprise MVP award for his incredible 2010-11 season, leading the Bulls to an Eastern Conference Finals run and no shortage of incredible highlights. But a seemingly never-ending series of injuries rained down upon his body, reducing him to a mere shadow of himself, leaving Bulls fans devastated, confused, and angry. His 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th seasons were basically throwaways, as the most games he played in was 51 and the least was 0. However, in 2015-16, he did show some signs of life, averaging 16.4 points and 4.7 assists, and finally getting away from the three-point experiment that saw him try to take 4.5 attempts per game, but struggle mightily. With a change of scenery, New York ended up being a lot better than people remember it, even though it was just last year. His numbers were solid, and he played in 64 games. However, he disappeared from the team before a game to visit his mother in Chicago, and it added to the reasons why no team was going to pay him a max salary last summer. In fact, he took a 90% pay cut to sign with the Cavaliers and a chance at a title. However, there couldn't have been a worse fit for him, as the Cavs have the ball-dominant player in the league in LeBron James, and with Dwayne Wade joining as well, Rose simply wasn't going to get the opportunity to do what he does best, run the pick and roll. And we could see flashes of his old self. As the play broke down, he could improvise and be explosive enough to finish against bench players. He showed us he could still do the off-balance, hanging floaters as well, even if they were a lot more earthbound than they used to be. And teams simply lay off of him and dare him to shoot, and he was an average finisher from the outside, which was enough to make him a threat. But he still struggles to get any amount of touch on his shots, unable to softly bank this short shot in off the ball screen from LeBron that got him wide open from 12 feet. And you can see how much space teams were willing to give him, happy that he would settle for step backs from the mid-range. While you might not see Derrick Rose play the rest of the NBA season, there is still plenty of basketball to watch, and there is no better way to get tickets to a game than by downloading the SeatGeek app. In just a few taps, you can easily find the best deals on tickets as they search through multiple ticket sites to compare prices. You can also see the vantage point from the seats, and when the Nets come to Cleveland on February 27th, check out the awesome deals. For just $47, you can get a great seat in the lower bowl and enjoy LeBron James as he was meant to be seen. And best of all, save $20 off your first purchase by using my code BBall at checkout. That way, you can get in the stadium and when the ref blows a call, yell, "Hey ref, bend over and use your good eye." SeatGeek. At the height of his powers, he can afford to do off-foot twisting, hanging layups. But when he gets up in the air without a plan now, they turn into bad misses. He's had trouble adjusting to the fact that he doesn't explode or elevate nearly as much as he used to, so more often than not, he'll get caught trying to half-hook a shot and can't get it off over the defender. In his MVP days, he was one of only a handful of truly unstoppable players in the open court, where he'd blow right by you and detonate all over the rim. In Cleveland, he got some opportunities to attack in transition, but he'd get stuck with off-foot lefty attempts that were heavily guarded. Or his timing would be a fraction off, able to get the shot off, but not down through the hoop for 2 points. It wasn't like that ability had completely disappeared. Check this nice change of pace crossover to get right to the rim for the easy layup. Or this attack down the left side where he explodes to the hoop and is able to hang in the air with a double pump lefty finish like his Chicago days. And while we showed one off-foot lefty layup in transition not go in, he broke one out in the fourth quarter here against the Magic with an impressive finish. Here was the real problem with choosing the Cavs in the first place. Most of the possessions he played in had him spotting up on the perimeter and waiting for a pass. This led to most of his three-point attempts, and with his mechanics, he'll never be consistent from back there. Too many moving parts and interrupted rhythm. However, he was able to find an occasional cut to the hoop when LeBron sucked in the entire defense, and he showed some nice finishing ability on these, but they were too few and far between. Defensively, he wasn't great, but I liked his energy. He showed a willingness to stay in a defensive stance and exhibited good effort trying to contest shots and get around screens. If he can contribute nicely on the offensive end, this kind of defense would be enough to keep him on the floor against backup point guards across the league. So we're now left with a Derrick Rose without a home, traded to the Jazz and then promptly cut. Perhaps the Clippers might sign him for the rest of the season, but he'd most likely be the third-string point guard at best. And what happens this summer? It's quite conceivable no other GM will offer much more than a minimum contract. After everything that Rose has gone through, would he accept that kind of disrespect? If I had to guess, I bet it's 50-50 he'll retire after this season.
Oh shit.
And it would officially put an end to a brief but sparkling chapter in the NBA when the Chicago kid played for his hometown Bulls and lit up the world. Sports fans, to see more of our great NBA content and analysis, make sure to hit the subscribe button, but also click the bell and adjust your settings so you can get an alert the second our videos drop. Because trust me, you're going to want them hot and fresh. You in?